Hello. Welcome to our video. Today we are going to talk about do's and don'ts in salesperson selection from Islamic perspective. In the Islamic perspective, the selection of salespeople should align with ethical and moral standards as outlined by Islamic teachings. The do's in salesperson selection include choosing individuals who are trustworthy, honest, and fair in their dealings, as these qualities reflect the principles of integrity and justice emphasized in Islam. It is also important to ensure that the candidates have a strong sense of responsibility and are committed to fulfilling their duties with sincerity. On the other hand, the don'ts involve avoiding the selection of individuals who engage in deceit, fraud, or unethical behavior, as such actions are strictly prohibited in Islam. Salespeople who manipulate or mislead customers for personal gain go against the values of transparency and fairness that Islam promotes in trade and commerce. Additionally, selecting people with a poor work ethic or those who lack respect for others would also be discouraged.
Now we will be discussing the topic of understanding Islamic salesperson selection. First is compensation for a salesperson refers to both financial and non-financial rewards for their work. In an Islamic context, it must be fair, just, and aligned with Sharia principles, emphasizing fairness and honesty. Next is the trends in Islamic salesperson selection practice. We'll look at the evolving trends in selecting salespeople within Islamic businesses. These trends highlight how Islamic principles have influenced modern hiring practices, ensuring that integrity, trustworthiness, and adherence to Islamic values are considered essential in choosing the right candidate. 3. The traditional approach to compensating salespeople is often simpler, while modern methods are more comprehensive. However, both must comply with Islamic guidelines, ensuring fairness, transparency, and avoiding exploitative practices like riba, interest, or gharar, excessive uncertainty. Point 4. Key factors for selecting a sales force in an Islamic setting include honesty, trustworthiness, ethical behavior, and strong adherence to Islamic moral and ethical standards. These traits ensure fair and transparent business practices, aligning with Islamic values. 5 Islamic principles serve as both a moral obligation and a strategic advantage in sales force selection. By aligning hiring practices with Islamic ethics, a company can build a trustworthy, reliable, and morally grounded sales team, fostering long-term success. Lastly, 6. Salesforce selection from Hadith and Al-Quran. Finally, we will turn to the Hadith and Al-Quran for guidance. Both sources provide rich teachings on business conduct and the qualities a salesperson should possess. We will discuss specific verses and sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that emphasize honesty, justice. Hello, I am Dara. Welcome to this video on the key principles of Salesforce selection practices from an Islamic perspective. In today's business world, selecting the right Salesforce is crucial for any organization's success. However, for businesses adhering to Islamic values, it's equally important to ensure that this process aligns with Islamic ethical principles. The first key are integrity and honesty in the selection process. We need to be clear about the job. Honest communication builds trust and avoids confusion. Secondly, our knowledge and competency assessment have to choose candidates based on their skills. Make sure they're right for the job by testing relevant abilities. Next is third points fairness and non-discriminatory selection. Always treat everyone equally. Hire based on merit, not personal characteristics. Fourth are trustworthiness and amana. Pick reliable people. For example, hire those who keep their promises. Next is the number points are good character and ethics. Look for candidates with good morals. For example, hire people who act with honesty. Other than that, the sixth importance points is transparency and communication. Be clear and open. For example, explain the hiring process step by step. Lastly, equal opportunity. Give everyone a fair chance. For example, hire based on skills, not background.
So now, I will explain about don'ts in Salesforce selection. Islamic values stress justice, fairness, and honesty in business. Nepotism and favoritism undermine integrity and lead to corruption, harming operations and customer satisfaction. Salespeople should be chosen based on merit, and employers must be transparent in job descriptions, avoiding false promises. Islam also forbids haram practices like riba, usury, and exploitation, requiring clear and honest communication about compensation and working conditions. Upholding these principles enhances trust, strengthens the company's reputation, and fosters a fairer workplace. Islamic principles call for fairness, transparency, and respect in all aspects of business, including sales force selection. Employers should ensure the process is consensual, with no one feeling pressured or coerced into decisions. Thorough background checks and honest evaluations are essential to ensure candidates are a good fit for the role and organization. Islam rejects discrimination based on gender or background, promoting equality and inclusivity in the workplace. Maintaining confidentiality is crucial, as candidates' personal information must be protected, building trust and fostering a respectful hiring process. Following these guidelines helps create a fair and positive work environment where everyone can succeed. Next is the current issues and challenges on Islamic sales force selection. The selection of a sales force within the Islamic context requires careful alignment with Sharia law, ensuring that products are halal and sales practices are ethical, free from deception or exploitation. It involves recruiting sales personnel who not only possess the necessary skills but also respect Islamic values, building trust with diverse communities. Integrating Islamic principles into the salesperson selection process is essential for businesses targeting Islamic markets. This ensures that the sales team aligns with both commercial goals and Islamic cultural and religious values. Customizing HR selection practices with Islamic values aligns recruitment with Sharia law and Islamic cultural norms. This approach ensures hiring is legally compliant and respectful of religious beliefs. The evolving expectations of sales professionals emphasize relationship building, technology proficiency, ethical selling, and adaptability. Salespeople are now trusted advisors who must understand customer needs, use CRM and digital tools for personalized interactions, and represent ethically responsible brands. In conclusion, the integration of Islamic principles in salesperson selection is not just a matter of religious adherence but a strategic approach that can lead to the development of a more ethical, fair, and sustainable workforce. By incorporating comprehensive ethical assessments, balancing competency with character, ensuring non-discriminatory practices, providing continuous training on Islamic business ethics, and carefully integrating technology, sales managers can uphold Islamic values in their selection processes. This not only benefits the organization in terms of reputation and compliance but also contributes to the broader objective of promoting ethical business practices in the market. Ultimately, the successful implementation of these strategies can lead to the creation of a sales force that is not only effective in achieving business goals but also embodies the moral and ethical standards central to Islamic teachings.